Hello everyone. Welcome back to Issue Academy. I request each and everyone, please subscribe my channel. Please like my channel. Keep watching. In this video, I want to discuss creating a primary key in SQL. Creating a primary key. So what is primary key? What is primary key? Primary key, it is an attribute or collection of attributes which is used to uniquely identify every row in the database. It may be single attribute or it may be multiple attributes used to uniquely identify every row in the database. For example, in a class, there are 4 students with the same name, same initial, same father name. How we can identify them? There should be a unique keyword. There should be a unique number which is used to uniquely identify every student uniquely. So, to identify every student in the class, there is a number called all ticket number, which is used to uniquely identify every student in the class or in the university. Right? In the same way, in the table, which is created in the SQL, so I want to uniquely identify every row. For that, we need to create any one of the attribute as primary key or multiple attributes as primary key. Right? So there are 2 methods I want to discuss here to create a primary key. The first method is defining a primary key constraint on a single column. Second method, defining a primary key on multiple columns. We can define on single column, we can define on multiple columns. So 2 ways we can define the primary keys. Let us look at the first one. How to define a primary key constraint on a single column. Primary key is a constraint. So we need to define on single column. So the general syntax here is, look at the general syntax, create table name, column 1, data type. So I want to make the first column as primary key. Immediately give the space and write the keyword primary space key. What is that? Primary space key. Then put the comma, write the second column data type, and so on. Nth column data type. Put the bracket and put semicolon. So example, look at this. Here, example is create a table. The table name I want to write here. EMP or student. I want to write student 23. I want to create a table student 23. Right. In that, I want to write 3 attributes. One is all ticket number. Second one is student name. Third one is age. I want to make all ticket number as primary key. So data type of all ticket number is number. So in that, I want to store 3 digits. So 3-digit all ticket number I want to store. So all attribute column name space data type space primary space key. Put comma. Then write the second attribute as name student name space second data type and age number. I want to write the age 3 digits 012 018 like that. So this is a example for defining a single column primary key constraint. Single column primary key constraint. If you want to define multiple column primary key constraint, so look at the next one, that is defining a primary key constraint on multiple columns. So look at the general syntax, create table name, column 1, data type. So here, just you need to make the changes. That is, so instead of writing here, we need to write the primary key. We need to define the primary key at the end. If you want to make multiple column primary key, you need to write the statement at the end. So so your column 1 here, column 2 here, and so on, column n. So after defining the column n, immediately you need to put the comma, then write the keyword constraint name means primary key name. So whenever you define the primary key, which consists of multiple attributes, you need to name it. If you define multiple column primary key, you need to name the primary key. So constraint name is the user defined word, constraint is the keyword, then space primary key, right? How many columns you want? Column 1, column 2, and so on, column n, right? So example, look at the example here. So create table. What is the table name? I want to create the table name as student 23. I want to create it with it consists of three attributes. The three attributes are all ticket number, S name, and age. Look at this. Your first attribute created, all ticket number, its data type is number. 3 digits I want to store here, 3 digits. Then second attribute is S name, where char of 15 means 15 characters you can store. Third attribute is age, number, here 3 digits you can store. Then put comma, then write the keyword constraint. Here I defined the constraint name as student underscore PK. PK here is primary key, student underscore primary key. This is user defined. This is defined by me. So this is user defined name. So you need to name the primary key. Then primary key. So here I want to make all ticket number first column and S name second column as primary key. So this is a statement used to define multi-column primary key. Multi-column primary key. If you want to define a primary key on multiple columns, you need to write the statement constraint name, space primary key. In the bracket, you need to write the column names, column 1, column 2, and so on. Close the bracket, right? Put the every SQL statement must and should terminate with a semicolon. So these are the two methods we can define primary key. One is single column primary key, another is multi-column primary key. So which is the primary key is used to uniquely identify every row in the database. Now look at this. I want to execute a single column primary key and a multi-column primary key. Look at open run SQL command line. Yes, this is the SQL command line. So to connect the SQL, you need to write connect. System is the username and the password in my system is Tiger. Right, the database is connected. Now I want to create a table student 23 and I want to define it at the same time. Student create table name is student 23. Then 3 attributes here. First one is all ticket number. Data type is number. I want to store 3 digits. Then I want to make it as primary key. Primary space key. Right? Then put comma, second attribute, S name, where char of 15 means 15 characters we can store. Comma, age, number, right? The number 3 I want to store 3 digits. Then close the bracket, put semicolon, table created. I want to see the structure of the table, whether it is created or not. DESC, describe. Table name is student 23. Look at this. Yes. All ticket number, S name, age. All data type of the all ticket number is number. S name is varchar of 15. Age is number 3. Here not null means the primary key should not contain null values or duplicate values. Primary key is an attribute which is used to uniquely identify every row in the database. It should not contain null values or duplicate values. Because of that, it is clearly mentioned not null. We can store null value in SNAME, we can store null value in age, but you're not allowed to enter null values in age and number, right? So this is a method to make the attribute primary key, right? So second method, I want to create multi-column attribute, right? So same syntax I want to use here. Instead of student 23, I want to make student 24, right? So where we need to define at the end, we need to define the multi-column primary key. So remove this primary key, S name, varchar age at the end of the last attribute. So this is the last attribute. Next, write constraint. Constraint name is, I want to write student underscore pk 23, 24. So this is my, I want to name it as student underscore pk 24. This is the name of the primary key. Constraint name. What constraint here? Primary key. I want to create primary key constraint. Primary key constraint. Which one? I want to make all ticket number and S name as primary key, right? So here 3 attributes created. All ticket number, name, varchar of 15, age number 3. So this is the last attribute. At the end of last attribute, you need to start defining primary key, multiple column primary key. Constraint name here is student underscore pk24, primary space key. And I want to make all ticket number and S name. Two columns I want to take, and I want to make them as primary key, right? So then press enter, table created. Now look at the structure, DESC, describe student 24, semicolon. Same here. See here. So in the previous program, here only all ticket number is primary key. So right. So because of that, not null is displayed at all ticket number. Here I made all ticket number I name as primary key. So not null is defined. Not null is displayed for all ticket number I name. So here all ticket number is name are the primary keys in student 24, and only all ticket number is the primary key in student 23. This is the method. These are the 2 methods in which we can define the primary key, right? So I think it is clear to each and everyone. I request each and everyone, please subscribe my channel. Please like my channel. Keep watching. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.